One candidate, one resignation, and three completely different stories about what just happened. The New York Times said it was a campaign he suspended. The Wall Street Journal called it an implosion. And a senator from his own party said, quote, "The trash took itself out." Same man, same night. Wildly different framing. This is Media Lens. On Wednesday night, Graham Platner, a Marine veteran and oyster farmer who had won Maine's Democratic Senate primary as an insurgent progressive, announced he was ending his campaign. The trigger, a woman accused him of sexual assault. Platner calls the allegation categorically false and says his exit is not an admission of guilt. Top Democrats pulled their support anyway, and with a July 27th deadline looming, the party now scrambles to find someone new to face Republican Susan Collins in November. Here is where the coverage splits. Start with the verbs. ABC News and PBS said Platner suspends his campaign, neutral, procedural. NPR and the BBC said he drops his bid after an allegation of rape, putting the accusation itself up front. The New York Times ran one headline calling it a withdrawal after a rape accusation and another built entirely around party strategy. Here's what's next for Democrats. Then there is tone. The Wall Street Journal hunted for the red flag hiding in plain sight, a story about warning signs missed. The Hill was bluntest of all, headlining scandal-plagued and amplifying Senator Fetterman's line that the trash took itself out. The Guardian looked leftward, framing it as a debacle that could cost Democrats the midterms and covering progressives racing to find a real progressive replacement. And notice what each outlet leads with. Some centered the accuser, some centered the party's electoral math, some centered Platner's defiant exit video, in which he accused the media of acting as judge, jury, and executioner. Even a single outlet shifts. The Times ran a sympathetic autopsy, a slow-rolling disaster, right alongside a flat opinion verdict. The Graham-Platner experiment failed. So what should you take from this? When a story breaks, the core facts are often shared. An allegation, a denial, a withdrawal. What differs is emphasis. Is this a story about a woman's accusation, a party's gamble, a populist movement's collapse, a media pylon? Each is defensible. Each is also a choice. And the headline you happen to read first quietly decides which of those stories becomes the truth in your head. AI Command App for calm. AICommandApp.com. Read past the verb. Compare at least two outlets before you decide what actually happened. That's today's Media Lens. Subscribe and hit the bell.